It's recording. Oh, we've got the intro fading in. Video news, opinion, sports, and arts. I don't believe it because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very third episode of Off the Record, a show where we discuss the weekly news around Chico, California, and Chico State. The date is September 13th, 2013. I'm Jeff Barron, the video editor at the Orion, and joining me today is a little bit of a different panel. We got a different setup. We're in the triangle format, which is odd, I guess, to say the least. We have Benjamin Mullin, the editor-in-chief at the Orion himself. Ben, please introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone. Like you said, I'm the editor-in-chief, and I'm really excited to participate in this tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Should
Should be, but will it? We don't even know. Allison Weeks, the opinions editor. I think about that for a second. I was like, what is Allison? Allison, please continue about yourself.
Hi, I'm Allison, and I'm opinion editor at the Orion, and I've been on all the episodes of Off the Record so far, and I'm really enjoying being on it.
Good. Because if you weren't, that would be terrible.
It would.
It would be.
It would be a tragedy.
Oh, a true tragedy. Let's begin. Allison, you've been just on me about this article about the Rafters gathering after Labor Day, and you are just
the DJs.
The DJs especially. She's relentless in bringing this up. She is so anti-alcohol. She hates alcohol. Not really, but please fill us in on the details about why you're so passionate about this.
Well, I thought it was interesting because I guess last weekend there was like this huge event at Beer Can Beach where there were DJs and food vendors out there. And it was the weekend after Labor Day. And I've heard from people that they're trying to turn this into like an annual weekend thing. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but it's definitely interesting. I will say that.
I'm not sure how I feel about this whole, like, they're going to make it a holiday after the normal holiday, just to, like...
That's what it seems like. Or, like, every weekend after Labor Day, almost.
Ben, you were going to say something, real?
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I think it's kind of a response to the alcohol ban on the Labor Day weekend. So, right, they banned alcohol for the 4th of July and for Labor Day and for all the summer holidays. And so I think this may be a gesture toward kind of reclaiming the holiday or a week after the holiday for kind of a place where you can drink on the river while you float. But yeah, it's interesting because they had when I was, I think, a freshman, they had, I think, Top Shelf Productions, which was this student-run the student-run kind of party production service. I think they used to pay for DJs to be on Beer Can Beach during the float. So I'm thinking this is maybe an attempt at kind of reigniting that. And as I recall, it wasn't very popular with the police, because they had the kind of rowdiness that they were really trying to stamp out during Labor Day and the weekends after. So it'll be interesting to see whether it takes off. I've heard that it might be kind of a recurring thing, but yeah, I don't know if that's the case or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I've heard that, like, a lot of people went floating afterward, and it was, like, not nearly as crazy or anything like that, but they were still there. It was still a lot of people, and I don't know. The thing is, I didn't hear any, like, crazy, like, not super death. I don't know what super death is. It means you die forever, I guess, but you die forever anyhow. Like, nothing crazy where people, like, drowned, or I think it was pretty much like the standard fare. And I don't know, people are really passionate about keeping in spirit with the tradition of getting drunk on the river, regardless of, like, and then, like, cops can't stop everybody. I mean, they're gonna drink. If they really want to drink on the river, they can.
That's true.
And, like, I've actually, who was I hearing? I was hearing from somebody that they actually went floating, and they actually said the cops were actually, they weren't, like, anti-alcohol, because the alcohol ban was only for that weekend, but, like, the weekend after, they were just trying to make sure everybody was safe, everybody could have a good time. It wasn't nearly as, like, very stern, like a stern feel you'd feel from police officers, much more supportive and trying to keep people safe, rather than stopping them from doing what they wanted to do, which seems about right. I'm not sure if I'm phrasing this right, but basically, it was a nicer side of the police, I guess, which most people, I guess, weren't really expecting, and certainly we hope to expect more from, because I believe police officers should be supporting the community and trying to keep a better image on that sense. Is there anything else, any other lasting thoughts about this topic? I mean, this has seriously been brought up like every single episode we talk about alcohol on the river. Like, it was just like before Labor Day, after Labor Day happened, and then now the week after Labor Day, there's still like stuff going on, and like, man, no, go ahead.
I feel like there's mixed reactions on it, because like Student Against Violence, or SAVE, I think.
Yeah, SAVE.
Yeah, I think they were upset that this was happening, because like, aren't they like one of the groups who like don't want the drinking, partying stereotype to be associated with Chico? Like, they're one of the groups who want to get rid of it.
Yeah, Students Against Violence Everywhere, or SAVE, I think was started in response to, as I understand it, was started in the response to all the violence that was happening, around campus. And I know Taylor Herron, who's our current AS president, was one of the founding members. And I know she, I think, has been a pretty outspoken advocate against, against Chico State's conventional kind of party school image. So yeah, my guess would be, this is the kind of thing that they would want to talk about and maybe advocate against,
It's interesting, because I heard recently that like how we got our party school reputation was like the Playboy writer. I guess he asked like 5 of his friends, like, oh, what do you think is a party school? And they all said Chico. And it wasn't like a statistical thing, which you would have thought it would, but it was just some guy who asked like 5 friends, and that ruined the reputation for the school.
Well, yeah. It's funny because actually I've heard that same story. I don't know where I've read it. I think I've just heard it either from just folklore, just like down word of mouth, or maybe I've actually like read it somewhere. Maybe it was on the Wikipedia for it. I don't know. But yeah, I think it was just like someone just wrote it down. It was like that Daisy Buchanan quote from that book.
Oh, The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby. Yeah.
Oh, I love that book.
She's like, oh, I heard it from like 3 people, so it must be true, right? So I guess that's kind of how it started. Which, I mean, everybody always, it's funny because I always tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, I go to Chico State, so it's like it's pretty good. I have a really good business program, and everybody was just like, oh, it's such a party school, and I'm like, well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a party school. It can be. It's got that thing for it, but now everybody's in that mentality that it's like a self-fulfilling self-fulfilling prophecy or something. It's just like, yeah, we're a party school, so therefore we should party, and let's do it and continue on the whole thing. So
yeah, I mean, it's really interesting that you mentioned that, because I think like the Orion I think should be a pretty good barometer of kind of what people around campus are talking about. And if you look through the dogs barking in the background.
Oh man, oh Ben. Oh,
your
Ben.
puppy.
Sorry.
You gotta take your dog out. Is that what this?
So, but I was gonna say, like, if you look through the Orion, a large margin of the articles in the opinion page, on the news page, and the features page, a lot of them concern people who are advocating against alcohol in the feature section. A lot of them are columnists in the opinion section who are, stating their opinion one way or the other. And a lot of people in the news section are reporting on alcohol-related deaths and crimes and kind of the police efforts to make a change. So I think Chico State has never. I think we're still very, preoccupied with the fact that we have the stigma, and I think it does affect. I mean, there was that survey that was released by the Student Health Center that said that freshmen who come to Chico.
Year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like freshmen who come to Chico State are more predisposed to binge drinking statistically. So I think you're exactly right, Jeff. I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. People hear it, and then the myth becomes reality.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like the biggest drinker, but I mean, like, I like to indulge every once in a while, but I'm not like, I can never get into that mindset. Maybe that's probably why I don't understand it. It's just I can't get in that mindset of just being drunk all the time and just, like trashing houses and just Okay, they don't trash houses. That's the last thing I possibly
burning
do.
couches,
Burning
throwing
couches.
buildings.
Isn't that a
Yeah.
thing? Isn't that a thing here where we like at the end of the year you just burn your couch?
My friend was expelled. My one of my friends from high school's brother was expelled for throwing a burning couch off the parking structure.
They set so wait they took a couch to the top of the parking structure. They set it on fire and then they threw the flaming couch with their bare hands off of it.
I assume they lit it before they carried it onto the structure, and then I don't know how they physically got it off the structure and into the air. Maybe they like prodded it with something, one of those Sutter Hall spoons or something.
I've got it.
Oh, you've got one.
I've got one right here at the ready. At the ready to talk
Oh my
about.
god, I saw the forks today.
Can we?
The forks are like the spoons. It's
Dude,
crazy.
I can't get away from these things. I swear to God. Seriously, they not only do they have spoons, they have forks and knives, guys. Forks and knives. Oh, wooden spoons. That's so crazy. Oh my God. But yeah.
Where was that burning couch thing?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, and it was like the Orion is reported on back when Pioneer Days was going on. You know, there were actually legitimate riots in Chico, and burning couches. There was a news truck turned over on its side. Chico State, I think, is definitely. Yeah, there was a news truck downtown. I think around Fifth and I, that was turned over on its side by revelers. And at the Zach Bee this summer, I was talking to a reporter who's been at the Bee for a long time. He said he and two other reporters came up to Chico to cover the riots back when they were pretty bad. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely something. I think it's getting way better, you know, but still, definitely, I think, like you said, Jeff, a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know,
That's God. I had no idea it ever got to that point. It just seems so crazy because I mean, I don't know. It's Chico's in the center of the state. It's kind of a little bit north, you know, kind of quieter, small town feel. And,
Yeah.
And then like you know, and then you got like this crazy things going on. I'm just like, well, go figure. That said, burning couches, cool, not cool. I don't know, but I think that's a feat of strength to really throw a flaming couch. That takes a lot of dedication and probably planning ahead of time. They're like, all right, how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna use gas? Yeah, I mean, you gotta like, are you gonna douse it in gasoline and make it like a really spectacular fire? Just
for the record, I am anti-burning couch. I just think I should get that out there.
in case you're ever elected.
In case anyone thought otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're gonna slander you, Ben, that couch burner. Oh,
Mullin is a couch burner.
Coming this summer, Ben Mullin, couch burner. So anyhow, I'm gonna bring up another topic about the Siskiyou County votes to secede to leave from California.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
I think so. Basically, they have a lot of county problems, I'm guessing, and they believe that they are not being heard. And I believe this is their solution is to try. I don't know if they're necessarily taking it super seriously, or if this is an attention grab or a move to try and like, you know, like, hey, this is gonna happen. Fix us or something like that. Does anybody fill in on that? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're serious. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I've just never heard this happening. It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, like, what they're trying to prove, to be honest.
Like,
there's actually like a lot of historical context here. At the beginning of, right before World War II started, there was a group of people in Siskiyou County in northern to do the same exact thing. They wanted to secede and call their state Jefferson, and they thought they were going to get a whole bunch of people from Oregon to join up as well. But the problem was they did this right as World War II started, right? And so if you know anything about the time, you know, it's like no one wants to be accused of being, you know, nationally divisive when there's this huge war going on and we need kind of like a united war effort, right? So they weren't able to do their thing, and it was kind of ironic because the whole time they were petitioning to be the state of Jefferson during World War II. And the state of Jefferson, or the territory that was going to be called the state of Jefferson, was one of the only places in the contiguous United States to be attacked during World War II by a Japanese fighter pilot.
Oh, I remember that.
Interesting. So there's a lot of historical context here. And so now, you know, how many years is it? 60 years later, they're picking up the standard again because they feel disenfranchised. And I think they're obviously getting a lot of attention. I read an LA Times article just today. People are taking notice, but I don't think anyone takes them seriously. Actually, that's probably not true. Many people probably do take them seriously, and I don't want to trivialize it, but I don't.
Sacramento is.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that about Sacramento?
But I don't think it's successful.
The Capitol's taking it seriously. Like, they're trying to, like, get them to stay in California.
So what? So if this does happen, they will basically break off and become their own little mini state that's like with Oregon, or just like an actual state. Like they're actually going to become, like it's going to be like California. It's like, you know, California, Oregon, and also Jefferson, like this little tiny state. Like what? Like
I think they're trying to get like people from Oregon too to be part of it.
That's
from what I read, because I read an article that said something like that they're trying to get support.
I think this is like absolutely crazy, because I mean, like the only time I can think of like things of seeding is like the Civil War, like we're gonna start our own state, and that's the wrong accent, totally wrong accent. But I don't know what I was doing there. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, part of me thinks this would be almost cool if it happens. You'd be like, yeah, that happened. Well, someone just disagreed and they just started their own little tiny state and did their own thing. Like maybe they love not having sales tax, and that's why they're trying to get in on Oregon, because they're just like, guys, I'm tired of having sales tax, so let's just like start our own states where we can all shop together and not have this problem.
I don't want to pump their own gas.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess they're sick of the political influence that SoCal has.
Oh.
But I don't know. I just don't see a problem. Like, there's no problem. Just stay with California.
Yeah, I mean, then again, I don't live in that county, and so
I don't either.
I couldn't say too much really on like about the politics of it, but I mean, clearly they're really upset that they are taking this seriously. So maybe there really is a big problem. We're just too high and mighty to really care about it. Never really know.
I think it's interesting because, like, I think new states have to be ratified by the legislature too. So, like, if they went ahead and did this, like, yeah, I wonder if they would have to take the case to the federal government and say, here's what we'd like to do, and whether they'd get the votes that they needed. You know, legally, I don't know where they stand.
Man, that would be crazy. I remember we were considering bringing in, like, was it Puerto Rico?
Yeah,
as adopting it as a state, and I'm like, whoa, 51.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
I don't know what happened with that. I don't think it worked out. However, you can still send U.S. postal mail there and still pay stamps and like send it in. So that's kind of cool, I guess, if you have friends in Puerto Rico. I don't know.
I guess they vote in the presidential elections too, don't they? Puerto Rico.
They have what?
I think. Well, that's a good question.
Aren't they involved in the primaries or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. They have like some election influence, but like not that much because they're not really part of the United States.
Huh.
I should look into this. It's such a weird, odd thing about the U.S. It's like, yeah, 50 states and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I remember hearing that during like the 2008 primaries that like Puerto Rico was voting. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. They're not part of the U.S. What are they doing?
What are you doing down there? What are you guys doing? Like,
exactly.
I want them so bad to have a political influence that they become like a swing state. So it's just like we gotta like get Puerto Rico's vote. We have to get their vote on our side. Like
Puerto Rican vote.
Yeah.
That's a state that every politician would love to canvass. You know, like the battleground state in Puerto Rico. Like, yeah, I was sitting on the deck chair with a like fruity drink and like trying to make my pitch. Like, it sounds like a great state to be your politician. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like if you're a legislator from Puerto Rico, like what are your issues? Like how big the umbrellas and drinks should be? Like,
it's an issue.
There's two. We're having a banana shortage. Somebody Contact the federal aid. Speaking of bananas, there's a banana poster right behind Ben. Actually, that was
I was just gonna say that.
That is
Oh
so
my
relevant
God.
right now. I have, what does that say? Velvet Underground and
Velvet Underground
and tacos.
Rico?
Rico?
Like Puerto Rico?
It's a print of a print by Andy Warhol.
Oh.
Print of a print.
Yeah, it's like a copy of a print by Andy Warhol.
Oh
It's
yeah, he's known for that.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No idea.
pop art.
Crazy.
That shows how much I know about Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
He's known for his pop art.
I hear he's really popular. He likes soup. Something else. I don't know.
And Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, he did
Yeah. Well, anyhow, we do have a third topic. Should we bring it up? Or like the thinning blue line? Should we go there? I mean, it does kind of tie in.
To the thin blue line.
It's funny because this actually does tie in with our first topic with the whole rafters and the cops, and
oh yeah.
story really covers like the police force is slowly coming whittling down, and we're having an increase in population, and we're just like we're like literally there's just a piece of wood, we're just like
yeah.
And it's becoming a problem because Chico's getting bigger. We don't have a police force to necessarily scale with it, and like when big events like Labor Day come around, like they're probably just like freaking out. I'd freak out if I was a cop. That's the scariest thing. You have a bunch of teenagers and like underage drinking, and they all have like cars, and just it's like Frogger. It's like Frogger game with cops, which is
I wouldn't want to be a cop in Chico.
Yeah,
it seems like it'd be too hard.
Yeah, they definitely earn their pay.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Do they how do they get paid? Do we know?
I think it's high five figures. I think it's in the 80,000-90,000 range.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But
I'm
yeah,
glad.
like they strap a gun to their hip every day and like chase down criminals. So
Good for them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like
Go.
I think cops, get a lot of crap for, like god damn, they're like shutting down the parties and just like, giving out parking tickets. But, I think there's always a side to it that we never really get to see. Yeah. That said, back to the article. Basically, that is the situation, and I know that Chico currently is in financial dire straits, or not about dire straits. Actually, might be too much for it, but we're having financial difficulties. Like I don't know. Do you guys feel safe in Chico? Like, where? I mean, I know some people are like depends on the location.
I don't.
No, not at all.
Like, if I go out at night and like I have to go home, like I honestly like need someone to walk me home because I'm just like too afraid.
Which is definitely a good precaution.
Yeah.
I'd recommend all females and males all have like a walking buddy in some way, and maybe like a sharp object, like a sharpened quarter. If you keep a sharpened quarters,
or pepper spray.
Oh, pepper spray. That's way better than a sharpened quarter. Yeah, that's a.
It's $6 at one of those places. Oh my god, I don't remember.
Wait, $6?
Yeah, I think it's at one of those AS places.
Oh, the Gender Equality Center?
Yes. They sell those.
Have you guys ever tasted pepper spray?
No.
Does it... I wonder if it tastes
Never
good.
have.
What if it tastes good?
Pretty sure it does not taste good.
Well, like... if it does, though...
It probably doesn't.
You could spray it on your food. Dude, that would be amazing. Pepper spray your food, and then you get like this nice spice, and
like pepper spray salad dressing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, pepper dressing. That would be.
Did you guys see the UC Davis images of the pepper spray?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was really significant.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Like it looks like it pretty. Like you would not want that on your salad.
Well. If you put it that way, I mean, that guy used way too much. You're only supposed to do a spritz. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a spritz.
Yeah, that was extreme.
Yeah, that was a street. Yeah, that guy had it on like full blast.
Good.
He needs to watch the calories. Pepper is a really heavy calorie food. I think he should consider
cut back on the pepper spray.
Johnson, turn in your pepper spray. we saw what you did with your salad, and that's just not acceptable on the police force. I'm sorry to say. That's it.
Did we talk about the issue at all?
I mentioned
no, we didn't.
If we feel safe in Chico, I mean, I live off Nord Avenue. That's vague enough, so you guys can't knock on my door. I'm sure if you really want to find out where I live, it wouldn't be hard enough. But I mean, then again, I'm also a male, and I don't know. I guess I don't pay attention enough to cops. I feel like I see cops everywhere, like a substantial amount.
Yeah, you do. I feel like I see them a lot too.
Like I think
good. Like
yeah, like you want them to make that presence, and every single time they always have very set routes. Like whenever I walk home, they're always waiting in this certain area, like just on the outskirts of campus, and just I don't know, I wave to them and they wave back, and they just want to make sure stuff.
Everybody's safe.
Everybody's safe, because if an incident happened on campus, that's really, really terrible. That would feel so bad if I was a cop. I don't think I could handle the stress of an incident happening on campus, because it's that's on my watch. That was my beat, and I just didn't catch it. I don't know.
Well, Chico State has our own police force, which is good. And I think I always almost every day on campus I see a Chico State police officer, which makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
Is the university police the same as Chico State police, or are they the same?
Yeah,
oh wait, I'm talking about university police, which is yeah.
Do they have the same?
When I said Chico State police.
Do they have the same?
I should have said university police, but I didn't.
It's their own police force. Are they on the same level of policeness?
So it basically their jurisdiction's a little bit different. So the UPD covers campus.
Uh-oh.
So I think if there's ever a need for people to go by, say the Greek organizations, or if there's ever a need to stop by, the building that kind of Chico State's public relations people are, but kind of by the box office. So UPD responds to on-campus events and events like that. And then if the Chico police need extra help with a party that's particularly out of control, a lot of times UPD will assist, and vice versa. So I think it was kind of the same thing when the bomb threat was called in. I think Chico PD responded to that in addition to UPD.
Interesting. That's good. We got the camaraderie between the two departments working together to keep us safe. That said, I don't really have much more to add about the topic, other than I hope that the budget gets balanced, and that we eventually start increasing our police force to a acceptable level. I'm not exactly sure what acceptable is.
Everybody.
To the.
Sorry.
No, that was it.
I was gonna say, I think for that to happen, people need to. If people want public safety, they need to be willing to pay for it. There was a tax that was proposed that would have added police officers. If that's something that people are interested in, then they need to pony up for it. I think a lot of the people who are against taxing more say that the city of Chico should reevaluate its budget priorities, and then there would be money freed up to fund police officers, which I think is also a fair argument. But you either have to cut or spend more, So someone's got to be willing to do one of those two things.
And I'm personally totally okay with paying more taxes. Generally, I don't know if that makes me a certain denomination of right or left wing, because I really don't follow that exactly. But I'm totally okay with paying taxes for public services. I think it's great. I don't know. It's awesome. It's awesome. Who doesn't want more cops? Who doesn't? Don't answer that question, whoever's watching. Anyhow, I think we have discussed quite enough for this episode. I'm going to cut it short here, although it's probably not short at all. It's probably 20 minutes long. I don't even know. All I can see is the frame count just going up, and it's 25,000 right now. So I'm divide that by 20. It's a huge number, so it's 22 minutes or something. I'm not sure.
A long time.
It is a long time. We have a new, before we go, the Orion has launched a new website, which you might be watching this through, and if you're not, and you're seeing this through the YouTube feed, I highly recommend you going to theorion.com to check out all of our latest layouts and new content that we have daily and all the other things that we got. Ben, is there any particularly awesome feature that we have on the site that you're excited about?
Yeah, I love Off the Record, so I'm glad it's on there.
Oh,
I would say I love like I love the fact that we have like daily content online, and I like the way it's presented. So I would say come for Off the Record, stay for all of our news stories and fun blogs. We have daily blogs, courtesy Allison Weeks and her opinion team, which is awesome.
ooh.
So yeah, there's just tons to see. So yeah, come check it out.
Most definitely. That said, I am Jeff Barron, the video editor, again, at the Orion. You can follow me on my Twitter handle, at Jeffrey A. Barron. You can follow Benjamin Mullin at Ben Mullin, and Allison Weeks at Miss Allison Weeks. That's MS Allison Weeks. That's MS unless you mean
I tried getting Allison Weeks, but it was already taken.
that other Allison Weeks. You gotta freaking find her. You gotta find her, and you gotta
Find her for the Twitter handle.
and be like just muscle her out of it. That's all for this week's episode of Off the Record. I'm Jeff Barron, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other comments, questions, or suggestions, God, I had to think of that last one. Please post in the YouTube comments or on the comments page that's associated with this video on our website, because I read all of that should they ever come up, and I appreciate feedback. That's all, and I'll see you guys next time.